3, 2, 1. Houston, you are clear for liftoff.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 14 of this NHL 20 Custom League franchise mode with the Houston Cosmonauts. If you guys are new to the channel and enjoying my content and haven't subscribed yet, please go down below and consider subscribing. Our goal is 1,000 here on this channel and we're slowly working towards it. But anyways, let's jump into the video. So guys, last episode we made some pretty big moves, traded away a couple big name players that were on our team for a while here, and in exchange got some pretty good pieces back in my opinion. But at this point in time, I've actually been getting a lot of requests from a couple of my subscribers to put out the entire information on all these custom teams I made. So we're not going to go into detail on every single one of them, but I am going to leave a link to a spreadsheet that will allow you guys to pretty much create or recreate all the teams that I've made here, all 31 of them. You can choose whoever you want to make, but what I've listed there is obviously the team name and location, their jersey colors, like what their three main colors are, the logo that I use, so like the logo number, whether it's a regular custom logo or it's a vintage logo or a ECHL logo. Those are the only three I really used, so those will be in there. And then jersey, like what jersey I used, what font I used on the jersey, what socks and what pants I used on the uniforms will all be in there too, so you guys can go in and pretty much recreate it. So the link's going to be down below in the description for you guys to access. So anyways, last episode, like I said, we made some pretty big moves, and this is how the team's looking now. I did change Mikhail Savan to a power forward from a regular two-way forward, so I don't know if any of his stats are going to go down. I mean, he's just so crazily good already that, you know, having him on a +5 boost means he's 101 rated at this point. Same thing with Donovan Leach, which is just scary. I mean, we did change him to a sniper because his shot's so freaking good. But, you know, that obviously means he still has good playmaking abilities. And then with Keller as a playmaker in here too, that just boosts it completely. So this is looking like a really damn scary team at this point. And, you know, I did change Kirby Dach. See, I changed him to a playmaker for his player type because I noticed that chemistry fits best when you have a sniper, playmaker, and power forward all in one line. That is how you can get +5 chemistries here. And I mean, changing Dach from a two-way forward to a playmaker boosted the chemistry from 1 to 3 with Vasyunov as a sniper. But what I'm thinking we're going to do is we might make Timo Meier the playmaker instead, just because he's got the size and strength to be a power forward, but having two power forwards doesn't really work so well. And I don't really want to trade off Timo Meier yet, as we did just trade away a bunch of other guys and it kind of killed the morale. So, you know, just changing player types a little bit I think makes more sense. And obviously Meier's the faster skater, so that makes sense to have him as the playmaker and then Dach as the power forward, as Dach is 5 inches taller as well. So I think we're going to go change that quickly. It's not going to change any line chemistry or anything like that. But on defense, you know, I was considering doing something along the lines of changing player types too. See, Heiskanen, we could try to trade. I don't really want to, but we could. So let's just go in and edit Kirby Dach back to a power forward, because then he's gonna, you know, he's gonna continue to grow the way he should be. Versus if he's a playmaker, he's probably not gonna grow as properly. So that's what we're gonna do for now. And then Timo Meier is gonna become the playmaker on that line technically, even though really he's definitely more of a power forward at 215 pounds, but you know, he's only 6 feet tall, right? So you can definitely have him as a playmaker, in my opinion, still. And I don't think that's really going to affect him and his growth too much. If anything, it's just going to help that line because they're going to be on a +3 chemistry boost the whole time. Vasyunov's going to skyrocket, and then we can search for another playmaker in the future to go along with that line. Or maybe, you know, like Topi Kapanen fits in there. He's a left-handed right wing playmaker, so he could probably slot in on the second line and do just fine there, in my opinion, but we'll see how it goes. Obviously, I don't know if they're going to get the best chemistry. I think they'll actually do pretty good for, you know, moving forward, because Timo Meier is probably the next kind of guy to go on this team, as he is already 27, And, you know, we are bringing in a lot of young pieces that we have drafted. So, yeah, Topi Kapanen, if he can have a good year here on the third line, he'll probably be getting second line minutes next season. So, that's good to know. As far as defense goes, guys, I would like to bring in a defensive defenseman that fits the top pairing just so Davidson's on that crazy boost again, and maybe we can see him score over 100 points this year. As far as Lambos and Anderson go, see, Lambos could be slotted in as a defensive defenseman just because his skating's not really up. His physicality and his defense are, so that would make sense to me. And, you know, defensive defensemen can shoot the puck really well regardless. So I'm thinking maybe we try that, and then let's see, we got two-ways there, so that's not going to boost anything. So, yeah, we're not on the most spectacular chemistry. Obviously, having an offensive and defensive defenseman together on each line makes the biggest difference. I don't know why I'm going into view lines. I kind of want to bring up... I keep smacking my microphone. I kind of want to bring... do we even have him anymore? I'm trying to remember. If we still have Jalen Anderson's... Or is it Anderson's? Yeah, that's his name, isn't it? I believe it's Anderson's. Yeah, he's there. Or Jaden Anderson, sorry. So, yeah, with Cycle and Pinch, we could probably bring him up to play, like, even second pairing minutes. Because he's only 20 years old, and honestly, he's going to be good for the future. And then, obviously, we got Tommy Salio there, who will probably slot in quite nicely, too. So, maybe... Okay, let's see who's scratched in the NHL first. So, we got Sampi and Dahlstrom. So what I'd kind of like to do is, instead of having Fleury and Jones up here, I think we're going to try... Maybe we'll try to trade Rasmus Anderson because, you know, he's not a very spectacular fit with this team. And then we could play Jalen Anderson's alongside Lambos, change Lambos to a defensive, maybe try to trade Heiskanen for a better defensive defenseman, and then... See, I'm not entirely sure because I kind of want Salio playing in the NHL this year just because I know our team's going to have a crazy year, and obviously we want him to develop into that guy who plays beside John Anderson here for the future. Or not John Anderson, sorry, John Davidson. There's too many Andersons and Sons all over, so... Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is Lambos will become a defensive defenseman. We're going to leave everybody else for now. We're not going to move... Actually, we'll move Jalen Anderson's up to play second line minutes alongside Lambos. Hopefully he'll shoot up in overall. I don't know if he will because, you know, honestly, it is pretty hard to grow top four defensemen in this game. It's not an easy task. Usually what happens is you'll end up getting an elite and they'll grow like crazy, and then they'll have a bad season or two and drop off to a top four, and that's how you get really good considered medium top four potential guys, even though they should be elite. So yeah, we're going to try moving Lambos to more of a defensive role on this team and see if that affects his growth or anything, or if he keeps scoring, or what happens really. I mean, if we keep winning, his morale's going to shoot up and we'll be just fine. So yeah. So, you know, I am looking to make one or two more moves possibly to improve this team before the season really starts. So let's go and try to find a trade for Rasmus Anderson. And if we can bring some kind of defenseman back in that deal, then I will be totally okay with that. Not only that, but don't we have like no cap space right now too? Actually, wait, let's see. Oh no, we got 8.9 million in cap space, so that's totally all right. Okay, we got two offers here. One is for Dennis Savard, who's on a really bad deal. The other's to the Memphis Lions. Okay, Memphis wants Anderson. Okay, so instead of a third rounder, I mean, we'll take their third rounder this year because it'll probably be a decent pick, but wow, they have a lot of like really decent prospects overall. Like Pillman, Adamski, like all those guys are, I mean, Taylor Hall's getting up there, but you know, for the most part, it's like, damn, this is actually a fairly nice looking team. So let's see what they have as far as the defensemen go. Looks like they got a lot of kind of two-way guys. Glebov. See, Glebov would be a guy that I might consider taking because he is defensive and he'd be a pretty solid piece in my opinion. Yeah, I might consider Glebov, but I don't think that's enough value, or I think that's way too much value probably. So Who else is in here that would be probably worth taking? Maybe that guy, Bork. Remember, we're more trading. We are more making this trade to clear up the space for Andersons to play. Honestly, we're probably just fine, like, not even trading Rasmus Andersson and just bringing Jalen Anderson up to this team. Going out and signing a single more free agent because we have money right now. Like, that's not an issue. At this point, we did manage our cap space extremely well. But, let's see. Actually, I did, one thing caught my eye there, which was Miro Heiskanen wanting an extension, and I'm interested in how, yeah. See, that's one of the issues that we're kind of facing right now, is that certain guys are going to want a lot of money, and I don't want to pay them a lot of money. Gustafsson, really? You're kidding me, right? He's 83 rated. Can we pay him $1 million for the next 2 years? And if he takes that, dear God, that would be one of the best sign. Actually, I think he kind of just turned us down there, to be honest. But okay, Heiskanen wants 11.3. That's for 2 years, though. Yikes, Miro. This is why I'm more hyped up on, you know, these young prospects coming up like Salio and Andersons instead, is because they're not going to want the most massive extensions to start, and they're going to be good still. So, yeah. I mean, overall, this is a really, really good aged defensive core. If you look at it, like, we don't need to offer extensions or anything right now, but like, everybody is under 30 years old and above 20 years old, so it's like the perfect age for this team to really try to win. Obviously, last season we kind of had a pretty bad round 2 knockout there. I don't even remember who it was against. It would have been against, yeah, San Antonio. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to get my scouting done here nice and quickly on this draft class. Looks like there's a defenseman at the top of the class, so that is always interesting to see. We'll see what happens with that. I doubt he's a franchise defenseman, as those are so hard to come by unless you create them or something like that, but we've seen a couple in our day with NHL 20. It hasn't been the most ridiculous or anything, but we'll see what happens. Alright guys, so we've got scouting done. We're going to sim to the regular season, see what happens here really. We've got a 9-game trial for Vaseyunov. Obviously that was kind of expected, as he's going to be playing in the NHL as an 82 rated sniper, but we'll see what numbers he can produce, because, you know, Jackson Conroy's a little weary of him, as he should be, because, you know, it's a new guy. Who knows how he's going to adapt to the NHL. Obviously he's playing with 2 absolutely stellar line mates in Timo Meier and Kirby Dach. They're really going to provide space for him. And looks like Philip Gustafsson signed a $1 million deal for the next 2 years, so our goaltending's set. We don't have to worry about that, really. And yeah, I mean, this team it's shaping up pretty well. I think we're going to be able to contend here for a while. I mean, we've made the playoffs every single year for the last 5 years, which is insane, but at the same time, it's like, okay, we need to start winning more than just once in 5 years here. This hasn't been the most spectacular. So, yeah, we're heading into year 6 now, believe it or not. 6 years, 6 seasons we've already played into the NAHL. It's 2024/25, so yeah, I mean, this +5 line should honestly just shred the league, but who knows how that's going to go. Here's a look at our special teams nice and quickly. I didn't realize how good our special teams unit really was until I just looked at it now. So, you know, I think what we do here is, yeah, maybe we toss Kapanen or Meier, or no, Vaseyunov doesn't get it, but, you know, Sonnenberg does. So I'm thinking maybe, see, this is where we need to bring up Jalen Anderson's, or Jaden, not Jalen, it's Jaden Anderson's. Get him into the lineup and make sure that he actually can do what we need him to. So yeah, let's just go to roster moves nice and quickly. Obviously we have enough skaters right now. Why am I going down? He's right at the top there. So yeah, we're going to bring him up. I don't think anybody else is going to get a call up just yet. But, you know, being 80 rated, he kind of deserves to be playing in our team. So let's just fix the lines nice and quickly. We'll, hold on just a second. Yeah, we'll toss him in. I mean, it's Salio, and, I mean, we can throw Petterstrom in there for now. That's fine. I don't really care. Let's go like that, maybe. Yeah, okay, I'm fine with keeping it like that. And we got extras in here, so... Looks like Jalen Anderson's was actually one of our go-to guys for the most part, so we can stick with Valentin Zykov for now. I think that'll work. And then besides that, I like how Oscar Sundqvist isn't even playing. Like, what? How did I manage that? You know what? Let's throw Salio in the shootout. Why not? Just give him a little bit of fun. He's going to be an insanely good defenseman by the time he grows. I'm glad we were able to pick him up. I know he's listed as NHL ready, but our team obviously has some pretty strong defense, so he's not exactly going to be in there right away. So let's see if we can, you know, keep chemistry up or even boost it maybe here if we do this right with Jalen Anderson's. I keep saying Jalen, it's Jaden. Yeah, no, he doesn't really fit. He's a pinch and cycle, and with balance, that's like, meh. It could be better. What about... See, Lambos gives us a +5 there, which is crazy because he's defensive now, technically. But, you know, it doesn't matter who we really throw in here. I just don't think we're going to get the right chemistry that we're looking for. I mean, that's pretty nice. I would be totally okay with that. So, besides that, can we get Jaden Anderson's in here instead? You know what? I think we're going to leave him in here. Maybe, you know what, maybe we'll toss Cale Fleury in here too, because why not? Just, you know, keep the best players in the lineup, even though that's 2 righties. Actually, let's put Anderson's on the left side because he's a right-handed shot, and that should make his offensive abilities a little bit better. So yeah, I mean, this lineup looks fabulous right now, but at the same time... You know, it could be a little bit better, but, you know, having a +5 on the top line, I know I did change player types to get there, but really it's going to be hugely beneficial to those players' scoring and stats and how they perform. The reason I brought Anderson's up and into the lineup is because I want to test him on the special teams, because I believe special teams are actually, like, ridiculously important. So let's see how he fits in there, and if just his offensive, yeah, just being offensive boosts it by quite a bit, so... That is nice to see, having +3s on both of those units. Yeah, I got no complaints with that. Maybe we toss... Yeah, maybe we toss Timo Meier in on that unit there. And then, let's see, Sonnenberg's what? A sniper, power forward, playmaker. I kind of want to have a playmaker on the point, to be honest. So, let's keep capping in there. Put Vasayunov on his good side so he can just wire off some one-timers whenever he has to. We'll do the same with Anderson's here. And, I mean, I think these power plays are going to be crazy good, but we'll see how that plays out. I think they will be too, but it's weird because the 4-on-4 strategy just doesn't seem to work at all. So, yeah, I mean, at zeros, like, even at 0 chemistry there, it's still, like... It's still really damn solid. It's just these units are not so good by the looks of it. So maybe we try Lambos here on the first kill. Yeah, that's way better. And then Anderson's not going to help either. So let's go Rasmus Anderson. And that's better for sure already, but we have to sub Lambos out for somebody else here. Let's go. Can we go Heiskanen? Or is Heiskanen already? He's already playing there, so... That's the one problem with having offensive guys, is that you're going to have to throw one of them most likely into the penalty killing. I mean, Cale Fleury is a 2-way, fits just fine, so I think we'll keep it like that for now, and that looks really damn solid for a penalty kill. So, I mean, our team's set up to win, honestly. Like, we have the right pieces, we have good players in place. I'm really interested to see if this Adamski defenseman is actually insane or not, and he's elite, okay. So nothing crazy spectacular, but, you know, he's still going to be good, obviously. And he's pinch and cycle. You know, we're interested in pinch and cycle defensemen, but maybe not right-handed necessarily. This Cullen guy's supposed to be a gem. Okay. We'll see how these guys look and fit as far as our system goes, because that's obviously going to be the main thing that will either intrigue us or turn us away from a player. I assume LaBelle's going to be, he's probably going to be a playmaker, but honestly, we're looking more for, depth guys and guys that aren't going to cost us a lot to acquire. And we'll see how things go, obviously, right? Because you never know how a player's going to turn out, and we're going to obviously pay a lot of attention to scouting here to see if we can land better players. So, anyways, I think what we're going to do is, I can't remember if we've been doing half-season sims. I think we've been doing half-season sims this entire series, so yeah, I think that's what we're going to do for now. I just want to show you how good our team is, and Samuel Morin's injured already. Beautiful. Okay, let's just see what our team overall looks like. So 97 offense, 94 defense, 90 goaltending should be good enough to beat almost any team in the league. Obviously, we have some younger guys in like Sonnenberg, Kapanen, Vasyunov, who are kind of dragging that offense down a little bit just because they're younger and they're a little lower rated. But as they grow, so will that offensive rating. So if we look at the numbers from the last couple of years, guys, just before we jump into the sim, this is actually the best offensive, defensive, and goaltending team that we have put together at this point. Like, we haven't had a team that's technically stronger than this one on paper. So I'm expecting a big year. Obviously, we've placed in the top 10 every single season of this franchise mode so far, and I'm expecting the Cosmonauts to do that again this year in the NHL. So let's jump into a half-season sim, and I will be back with you guys at the 41 game mark. So guys, halfway through the season, we are not doing great. We're 24, 14, and 3 for 51 points. Like, Donovan Leach is outscoring our team right now, which, isn't out of the ordinary, but we are really not in a great spot here. I mean, yes, other teams have played more games than us, but we have had injuries upon injuries upon injuries, and I am not impressed with this game with how many times players on our team have gotten hurt. Like, Davidson missed more time this year. As you can see, he missed 3 games there, and he's not even on a point-per-game pace this year. And yeah, it's been a struggle, man. It really has not been that fun. Obviously, the top line is crushing it because they're that good. 31 goals for Savan's pretty insane. But, I'm not, nothing's blowing me away here, except for maybe Vasyunov's 23 goals in the first half of the season. He's on pace for 46 right now. If he stays healthy, that's the big if. But yeah, I mean, we got a fairly decent team here. We got lots of good young prospects, but as you can see, Jamie Larmour has only played 21 games this season, and he's actually been terrible. So yeah, I don't know what to do with this team. It's got to improve, and we're not going to be in a great spot if they don't. So we're going to sim the second half of the season. I'm going to get scouting done, and we'll go from there. So, a slightly calmer scoring year as Donovan Leach puts up 101 points instead of, 121. Still really good. Had a fabulous season. I think it's because we changed his position that kind of threw him off a little bit, but Clayton Keller averaged over a point a game. Davidson did average over a point a game too. Hasn't broken 100 points yet as a defenseman, which I expect to see from him at some point here. He is just over a point a game, 441 points in 440 games, but yeah, lots of solid seasons here. Kirby Dach obviously did not have the most spectacular season, whereas Vasyunov absolutely did. 40 goals as a rookie. Marcus, 5th overall pick. Oh, what a pick. Honestly, that is such a nice player there, and he's going to be absolutely fantastic for our top 6 moving forward. I think Topi Kapanen's probably going to get thrown up in the top 6 because he's just that good, and he will continue to be that good. But, guys like Heiskanen only putting up 49 points on the year is not the most spectacular. Like, Jalen Anderson's puts up 16 and 82. That's not great. I would have liked to seen a couple more from him. Rasmus Anderson's 18 is actually one of his better years, funny enough. So yeah, it wasn't the most spectacular season. It was all right. Jamie Larmour puts up 34 wins in 58 games. That's, average. And let's check out the entire league here. So for goalie wins, because we're going to look at that first for whatever reason, 44 seems to be the number to beat there, as Freddie Anderson on the Rampage does that. Grubauer on the Spartans obviously was crushing it. Aaron Dell puts up 43 wins. Like, what? What about all these, like, elite and franchise goalies that are just, sitting here not putting up wins? Like, how? What? Like, yeah, okay. I don't entirely understand how this many goalies are putting up such few wins when they're that damn good. Anyways, for rookies, Vasyunov is the top scorer in the league. Outscores Vitanen by... Were they drafted in the same year? No, they weren't. But Vitanen, a year older, only scores 30 goals. Trent Moses really turned out for the... for the Denver Grizzlies. That's crazy. Dwayne Peros had a decent season, 45 points as a other forward. That's crazy. Topi Kapanen had 43 points, so that's you love to see that. You love to see that. Marco Rossi had a good year too. There's lots of guys here who had decent years, but Tuomas Immonen, 5'9" left-wing sniper, only puts up 30 points as a second overall pick, whereas our 5th overall pick just crushed it. I mean, he is playing on a very good team too. We have to remember that. But for all scorers, Smirnov puts up 118. My God, like, the league scoring just is insane here, man. This is fun to see. Lalonde doesn't have as insane a year as last year. If we compare him, 124 points is usually going to land you a couple awards, especially 80 goals as well. Like, can we take a moment to appreciate he's never scored under 40 in his career before? That's insane. Jeez. Donovan Leach obviously has been crushing it for us too. Has been at least 20 points every season, hasn't scored under 50 in a season, and is definitely over a point a game as our franchise center here. He's a sniper, but he's crushing it still. As far as defensemen go, that's the one other thing I want to see. Zaitsev bests Davidson. So the Norris Trophy might not be going to Davidson this year, as he did have a bit of a down year compared to his normal scoring numbers, and that's too bad, but at the same time, I'm not really complaining. He averaged over a point a game still, and that is obviously insane. I'm looking through for other names that I recognize. Lots of guys not putting up the numbers you'd expect, but still, their teams are doing all right. The other thing I have to remind you guys about is that we actually own the Edmonton Icemen's first round pick this year, and the Icemen finished with 69 points, which is 5th worst in the league, 6th worst in the league, something like that. It's a top 10 position. So we're definitely interested in the top end of the draft this year then. And we finished 2nd, so that's all right, but could have been a little better. And the Icemen actually finish 28th, so they're bottom 5 in the league. We got a good pick out of that. Doesn't matter. The worst they can move down to is, I believe, 7th. So we're picking in the top 7 of this draft coming up, guaranteed. That probably won't be until next episode or something like that. But, yeah, man, if we could end up snagging a guy like Tyler Cullen, be there in a minute. 6:15. Like, fuck. What was I saying? Let's try again. If we could snag a guy like Tyler Cullen, he would fit our second line almost perfectly. And, all the balance is insane. Honestly, as a two-way forward, I'd be tempted to move him to a playmaking role. Because honestly, yeah, that'd be insane. He could possibly replace a guy like Timo Meier for the future, and nobody else in here really is like that intriguing to me. I don't have a report on Jonathan Beach, so we'll see what happens with him. Engqvist, again, like, there's a lot of guys where they're big question marks for the most part. There's a couple, if we look at potential, there's a couple guys that are worth looking into, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here. So as far as the playoffs go, I think we're going to be going up against the Rattlesnakes. That is my prediction. And yes, oh no, we're going up against the LA Tropics. Okay, I guess, yeah, we were the best in the West. So yeah, okay, this is going to be fun. All right, guys, so we are ready to actually get into the playoffs here. We are going up against the the Los Angeles Tropics. I totally forgot we traded Barkov to Mississauga, but, you know, they actually have a pretty sturdy team on their hands, I have to say. Anyways, where were we? Yeah, LA. The Tropics. We're right there. Okay. Pretty good defense. I'll give them that. I thought we drafted Dougie Hamilton originally. I'm pretty sure we did. They don't have anybody else crazy. Like, I mean, yeah, Provorov's really good, but nobody crazy good here. Barzal obviously is their best player by the looks of it. Teixeira is actually nice. They have Palat. Obviously, we drafted him originally too. Cole Perfetti is a very nice pick there to Los Angeles. And Matt Barzal, I'm sure, is enjoying his time in Los Angeles as he is. Yeah, been averaging some pretty good numbers throughout. Over a point a game for sure. And he's over a point a game in his entire career, actually. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So that's pretty much the team we're going up against. Obviously, Mikhail Korliuk. I forgot they had him. So the goaltending is definitely there on this team. They have Olaf Lindblom backing him up. So yeah, this is gonna be a tougher matchup than, you know, some of us might have thought originally. Even though LA only got 38 wins, they actually lost more games than they won in the regular season, but they still made the playoffs because of those 9 overtime losses. We are exactly the same record in our last 10 heading into the playoffs, so let's see what happens here. This is going to be interesting for sure. All right, so here we go. Obviously, we have home ice advantage on everybody except for the Ottawa Spartans, who... Did Ottawa win the Cup last year? Yeah, they did. So the Ottawa Spartans, as also known as the current President's Trophy winners, are also the defending Stanley Cup champions. So that's actually the other team I want to look at, because we do need to kind of check them out, see how good they're looking. Because Ottawa is probably the biggest threat to us at this point in the playoffs, because, yeah, that all-90s line is insane. We traded them Tyler Bertuzzi, who's up to a 90 as well. My God, this lineup is actually insane. Yeah, the defense is definitely lacking. Can you imagine if they actually landed Sergei Datsuk as, like, the elite defenseman I intended for him to be instead of, like, a 32-year-old? That would have been insane, but they also would have had to pay him, I guess, right? They have Nazin. Yeah, he's not that good. Anyways, that's a team we should definitely keep our eyes on, but at the same time, they are all-out offense and not so much defense, I guess you could say. But, you know, obviously still a very good team here. Lots of top six. They just got depth in the forward end. But that's the only team that could possibly have home ice advantage on us out of the entire playoffs. So, yeah, let's get into this series against LA quickly. And I don't know how this is going to go because LA is a good team. So, game one. First period, we're down 2-0 as Teixeira and Provorov score for the Tropics. That's not great. We get outshot 14-6 on home ice. Yikes. Okay, second period. We respond as Vasyunov welcomes himself to the playoffs, giving us the lead in game one on just 17 shots. But goals from... Actually, never mind. Vasyunov's opened the scoring too for us, so... Man, Marcus Vasyunov is an absolute steal of a 5th overall pick. I'm incredibly impressed with him. Anyways, yeah, 2 goals from Vasyunov, 2 from Leach, a power play goal for each of those guys, and then Paling gives us the 5-2 lead there. So, heading into the third, really, that was about the best possible second period we could have had. But if we give up a 3-goal lead, I'm going to be kind of mad. Dante Heinen gives us a 4-goal lead, so... That's good to see. Obviously, we are kind of in control of this game after that second period. The first period, we were kind of asleep, honestly. But fortunately, LA didn't get up too far ahead on us, and that turns out to be a big first win there for us. That's what you want to see heading into the playoffs, is a strong opening night performance, and hopefully that will translate to our entire playoffs here, as Vasilyev gets himself first star of the game. Obviously, as a second-line player, scoring 3 points in your opening game is just insane. So, Game 2 now, we are obviously still in Houston. We won't be heading to LA until Game 3 and 4, but let's see what we can do here. So, first period of Game 2, we're up 2-1 as Dunn opens the scoring for LA, but then we answer back with 9 shots, a power play goal from Kirby Dach, and then Timo Meier gives us the lead there with 1:36 left in the first. We outshoot them 9-6. Second period, it's a 4-2 game as LA proves to have a strong period here and get 3 goals from Gaudette, Teixeira, and Hamilton. We still outshoot them 19-17, but we're down by 2 goals. So heading into the third, we need some goals back here. I don't know if the team's going to be able to do that. You'd hope so, considering we have all those crazy chemistry boosts, but apparently not, as the power play does not convert here. We get a 5-on-3. Guys, oh, I should have just jumped in and played the power play. Man, that's too bad, because we get 30-something shots on net, and by the looks of it, Mikhail Korolyuk is going to stand on his head and steal a game here for LA. That's insane, man. He obviously is going to get... He doesn't even get first star. Are you kidding me? Mikhail Korolyuk should have had first star with 32 saves, man. That's insane. All right, so we drop Game 2 on home ice, which is not what we wanted to do, but that happened, and that stinks. So, hold on. Did our team make the... Wow, Wilkes-Barre was really bad. That's too bad. Anyways, heading to LA now. We need to get a win on home ice because we blew our home games there in Game 2. Anyways, first period in LA. They're up 1-0. I accidentally hit A too quickly, but sorry, we get a goal there in the second to tie it up. Power play goal from Dougie Hamilton in the first there. And, well, heading into the third period, obviously we need to try to pull out a win here. This is going to be tough, but we'll see what happens. So, Brad Marchand scores for LA. Come on, man. Their team's just too old. They've got too many old guys. There you go. Kirby Dach. Great job. Gets us back to tie game. And then Donovan Leach hands us the lead, showing that he is our franchise sniper there. And, yeah, that's just a big goal. Power play for the Cosmonauts does convert as Donovan Leach gets his second of the game. And really just widens the lead here. Gives us the opportunity to win this game, certainly. So, yeah, we end up outshooting them by 9 shots. 33-25 there. I guess it's 8 shots. And we walk away with a 4-2 victory as Donovan Leach probably lands himself first star of the game there. Yeah, 3 points again. Kirby Dach gets 2, so that's a huge night from both those guys. So we take the 2-1 lead in LA, which is pretty solid. Other teams leading their series right now consist of San Diego, Winnipeg, Philadelphia, Chicago. Wow, Chicago's killing the Gladiators. That's too bad. And Montreal is actually beating Ottawa right now, so maybe a bit of a rivalry spark in there. But let's see what we can do in Game 4 as Sundqvist. Yeah, I mean, Wilkes-Barre's out of the playoffs anyway, so that's too bad. But let's see how Game 4 goes, because this is going to be interesting for sure, as we could take a 3-1 stranglehold, or the series could get tied up here. So, first period, we're up 2-0 as Meier and Dach score only 11 seconds apart. Wow. That's crazy. How did they scored right there at 2 minutes 30 seconds. They line back up, and 11 seconds later, Kirby Dach's right back down in front of the net, burying that second goal. We outshoot them 9-6. That's crazy. All right, second period. It's a 4-1 game as Clayton Keller gets his first goal of the playoffs on the power play, and then John Davidson also tallies one for us. Cole Perfetti does get a single power play goal back for the Los Angeles Tropics. We're out shooting them 22-17 heading into this third period of Game 4, where we really can take a 3-1 stranglehold on this series. Power play did not convert for the Cosmonauts, but Dante Heinen scores on another power play. That was right off the bat too, man. I just saw the power play thing and Heinen scoring, but out shooting them by 7 shots. You know, we kind of have this series under control. Barzal does score for, I think, the first time in this series for LA. So yeah, he's been ridiculously quiet for how good he is. Davidson nets a goal with 5 seconds left on their goalie, and that is a win by 4-shot difference, but 4 shots, 4 goals, hey? Like, that's all you can say. We outshoot them by that much, and it counts. So, yeah, great performances here from the boys. We have the opportunity to knock out the Tropics in just 5 games. Looks like the Wizards absolutely swept the Rampage. Wow, okay, let's compare teams for a second here, because I thought Dallas would have been the better team. But apparently not, as they really got it handed to them. Yeah, I guess not. Tavares is kind of declining, and same with Subban. Yeah, they're losing their big guns quickly here, unfortunately. So, and Shea Weber too. Hey, yeah, that was the right move for us to make. Obviously, Shea Weber was on our team there just like 2 years ago, winning a Stanley Cup with I guess would have been 3 probably, but yeah, who would have thought Winnipeg was just gonna absolutely crush those guys? I mean, I kind of did because they have Lafreniere, right? But besides that, you know, I don't see how this team could be insane. Like, they're really good. They got a good top 6, and they got some good defensemen too. Obviously, Luis Jar hasn't really grown for them, unfortunately. But yeah, they're just an all-around solid team, so I can see why they won. But you know, something I've noticed that has been a bit of a trend is 83 rated goalies, like starters, winning the Stanley Cup on a consistent basis. I don't know how it happens, but it does in this game. And anyways, we're heading into Game 5 now. We can win the series here in Houston in front of our home crowd. And first period goes well as Topi Kapanen opens the scoring for us at the 8-minute 40-second mark, and we outshoot them 19-4. Korolyuk is standing on his head still for the Tropics. Anyways, even though they are going down like a sinking ship, Korolyuk is the one kind of shining star there on that team still. Anyways, second period, it's a 3-1 game as Donovan Leach and Mikhail Savan both get goals for us. Brad Marchand gets the only goal for the Tropics there, but we are going to jump in. Actually, how many shots did we get? That is the other question I have, because, yeah, 39 shots is pretty massive in the first 2 periods, so yeah, you know what, I kind of feel like wearing the alternate. I like how our alternate looks, and honestly, we haven't really seen LA's jerseys yet, so you know what, let's go black and orange. That looks sick. So yeah, let's play this 5-star or 5 minutes all-star, and we pretty much got this in hand, guys. Alright, so here we go. Obviously not that much time left, and really we kind of got this one wrapped up at this point. So Leach loses the face-off, but let's see what we can do here. Oh, great steal, Savan, man. That was an insanely good play. We get a 2-on-1 forming here, and there's the pass. That was a great chance. Buddy, get off of me. It's Mikhail Savan. He's 6'4". If you step into him, he's going to absolutely tank you, sorry. Oh, great pass there, right to their team. Love it when I can't make a fucking bounce pass off the boards properly, man. That's something they need to fix in this game, is when you bounce the puck off the boards, it shouldn't just go straight back. Like, that's stupid. See, that bounce pass should have been way further up the boards to dock, and instead it's a turnover because the mechanics aren't good in that section of it. So, whatever. We're still up by a goal, but that was brutal. And here we go, Vasyunov going to seal it up there with 20 seconds left with his Sherwood. Like, what? I don't think anyone's using a wooden Sherwood anymore, to be honest, but who knows? Maybe he shoots the puck harder with a wooden stick. Like, that doesn't make sense, but you never know. He scored 40 goals with it this year, so maybe we just leave it, and he's like one of the memes of this team is, guys, wooden sticks are better than composite sticks. Like, obviously they are. Gretzky used a wooden stick and scored way more goals with it. Like, oh, here we go. You're really gonna just give Keller a goal like that? Like, okay, we'll take a 5-2 win. That's all right with me. Space Goblin's just going crazy there. So we don't need to highlight that really. It's just widening the gap, making us look better than we really are, but yeah, good win there. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are through to round 2. I don't think we've ever, oh no. Yeah, no, we did get knocked out in round 1. I was going to say I don't think we ever got knocked out in round 1. We did 2 years ago by San Francisco, and that was when we were defending Cup champions too. So this is good, considering that, you know, we only made it to round 2 last year. We want to go farther, but yeah, no, that's a good series there. John Davidson shaking all their players' hands. Great series, boys. So yeah, obviously that was a pretty good third period. We get 46 shots on net and win that one fairly easily. So guys, I mean, this team is just absolutely fantastic right now. This is what we wanted to see from them. I mean, when you have a 90 rated Timo Meier, 92 rated Kirby Dach, and an 86 rated rookie Marcus Vasyunov in your system on your second line, like, the top line doesn't even have to worry about scoring, honestly, but you know, everybody's at least 96 rated with that chemistry boost. Yeah, I don't think we really need to worry about this team. 7.1 million. Ooh, buddy. Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller is making less money than Timo Meier. And there's a 4 rating difference. Oh my god. You can't be serious right now. You look at this system too, guys. It's balanced, energy balanced. That's what this team plays. So I just need to check if we're an overload or behind the net on the second line with this team, because looking at the draft class, there is that one player. I think his name's Cullen. And he's just like, he almost fits perfectly with this team. So yeah, it's behind the net. Balanced, energy balanced. Honestly, yeah, that's what's his name? Because I want to check that, because honestly, we might still get the opportunity to draft him. We get a bottom 4 pick from the Icemen. And honestly, like, he's ranked number 1. Balance, shoot, balance, behind the net. That's almost perfect for our system there. Like, he would give us, if we changed him to a playmaker from, what is he, a two-way forward? Yeah, he's a two-way forward right now. He put up 85 points in 58 games. I'm thinking about this Tyler Cullen guy quite a bit, because I think he'd be a perfect fit for our system. And yeah, everybody else, it's like, meh. Dempsey, maybe, but I don't know. Like, the only thing I'm thinking there is if you ended up with a guy like Adam Dempsey, you could change Lambos to an offensive defenseman, and then we'd be playing, what's the guy we just drafted? I forget the Finnish defensive defenseman we just drafted, that top 4, or high top 4 defenseman. You put him with Davidson, and then you put Dempsey with Lambos. That would be insane. And Dempsey's ranked number 4 by our scouts, so I don't know about that. But yeah, you can see we're guaranteed in the top 7. We might end up landing a guy like LaBelle, but probably not. I don't know. I get the feeling probably not, because there's so many elites in here, and this Beach guy's probably like a medium top 4, but we obviously don't have a scout there. So we'll be getting to that in the next episode or 2. It really depends how the rest of the playoffs go, but so far so good, obviously, as we get that win there, and that's really what we needed to do to start off, was just beat a team with some authority here. Guys, the last thing I just noticed about our playoffs is that we've only ever swept one team, that team being, in my opinion, one of the best teams in the entire league, in the Chicago Devils, and we swept them in the Stanley Cup Finals. That's the only time we've swept a team out of our 5, now 6 years of playoffs. So it's like, what? Okay, but let's just simulate ahead a day or 2 here and see who we're going to be playing. By the looks of it, the Wizards are through, but we're probably going to be going up against, if Phoenix wins, we'll play Phoenix, and if they don't, then we will probably play like Vancouver. I don't know. We'll play the lowest rated team, most likely, or lowest ranked team. So let's see who we're going up against here. And it's actually the Winnipeg Wizards, sorry, not the Washington. I keep saying Washington. We beat these guys 4-1 last year. But I'm not sure if that's standing-wise or how that works. Let me see. Because obviously we finished top of our division, but you think we'd be... I guess, yeah, Winnipeg's there. So, how does that work then? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Yeah, Los Angeles only had... Okay, they got 97 points. So we're only playing a team that's slightly better than the Phoenix Rattlesnakes anyways. But, you know, I guess, yeah, we do have 3 Central teams remaining here still because Winnipeg is a Central team. And so is Phoenix. So, yeah. The Stingrays are the only team left out of the Pacific. Montreal beat Ottawa. Knocked them out clean. So we're technically the best ranked team out of the regular season remaining in the playoffs. So that's good to see for next episode. Chicago's still in, and I think they're an incredibly dangerous team. I want to see Montreal because Montreal was able to beat the President's Trophy winners here in round 1. What do the Lumberjacks have that we don't know? They have Jack Hughes, obviously, but they got Capo Caco as well. So they got the 1-2 punch of the 1-2 picks there. So besides that, okay, Morgan Rielly, and they got Oliver Bednarz. Oh, yeah, they drafted him way back. And we were looking at him like, yeah, no, we could draft him, but we're not going to because why would? It's a nice pick, for sure, even though he's only 5'8". And okay. No goaltending, though, in this team. So, yeah, Montreal somehow was able to beat Ottawa. Don't ask me how. But let's take a look at this Winnipeg team one more time because we did look at them once already, but you know, top end talent here on this team for sure. Like that's where their talent is in the top end. Besides that, you know, I'm not super worried about this team because we have beat them before and I have some confidence in that. So, I mean, that might change as the next series goes on, but as of right now, I think we definitely have the confidence boost and the upper hand in this series, but yeah, I mean, who knows what we'll be able to do next episode. So anyways, that is going to be wrapping it up. If you guys are enjoying this series, please go down below, leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel if you're new because we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and make sure you leave comments and turn on notifications so you never miss when I upload. But that's going to be it for me. This is Etanyos signing out, and see ya.